Hello and welcome back. In this video, we are going to give a brief introduction to the course and go over the syllabus and lay out some of the expectations and some tips to help you succeed in this course. So I am looking at the simple syllabus that's available in Canvas. So in Canvas, if you log into the course, and you're at the home page to start. Right now, there's not a whole lot up there, but hopefully by the time you're watching this, there will be more. But you scroll down on the left menu to Simple Syllabus, and that is going to be where you will find the syllabus for the course. And your first time reading it, you're going to have to scroll all the way down and click the Acknowledge button so that I have confirmation that you have read the syllabus. But please do read it carefully and thoroughly. It's going to be important for you to know all the information that is on this. Let me start with the course description and course objectives. So in the course description, it reads, students will construct small-scale computer programs in Python to solve a variety of problems. Topics include control structures, functions, arrays, objects, text manipulation, calculations, and interacting with other systems. No prior programming experience is required. And so we are going to teach you in this class to program using the Python language. This is designed to be an introduction to programming. Some of you may have already done some programming in the past, and some of you may have taken our Program Design 1 or Program Design 2 classes, which would also introduce you to programming. There will be throughout the course some videos that are going to be more general in nature that will cover basic programming concepts. If you are already familiar with those concepts, those videos are going to be optional for you. But you're definitely going to want to watch all the ones that are going to be specific to how we do things in Python. And there's only a handful of those. I will try to designate them and make sure you know which ones you're able to skip if you already are familiar with coding in a different language. But one of the things that we're going to try to do in this course is not just teach you to code, but to teach you to think about coding like a computer scientist would think about coding. So not just getting things done, but doing things in a right way, doing things in a way that is going to work well if you are working on a team, doing things in a way where you're documenting what you're doing so you or others are able to read your code and understand what's going on. Doing things in a way that is going to optimize the computer resources that you have available. So we'll dip our toes into thinking about how the right way to approach various problems is. Let me scroll down to the course objectives. So some of the things you will learn in this course, hopefully, you will learn to install Python onto a system, create code to handle basic algorithms, import custom and third-party libraries. One of the really cool things and wonderful things about Python is that there is a ton of open source software that has been written to accomplish all kinds of different purposes, and you can use that software that other people have written and incorporate it into your programs. And so we'll learn how to do that. Automate the navigation of a file structure, read and write files from a Python script, and connect to other systems with Python. This is certainly not an exhaustive list of everything that we're going to learn in this course, just a few of the highlights. All right, let me scroll back up. At the top of the syllabus is the instructor information, and you can see my office hours are listed there. Because it is an online course, I am also available to meet virtually if you're not on campus, if you would like to meet over Teams or over Zoom. We do as well have a Discord server that I set up for all my classes, and you are welcome to contact me through the Discord server as well. Most of the time, if I am at my desk or have my laptop with me, I will be pretty quick to respond to Discord or to email messages or to Teams messages. So really, it's whatever method you want to use to contact me. But I do try to respond promptly, especially for online courses, because I know how frustrating it is if you get to a point where you're stuck and you need some help to move on. My office, physical office, is in Abilene Hall, room 100. And so that's on the first floor of Abilene Hall, sort of in between Dr. Jackson and Gabby's offices. So please feel free to come by and visit me in person. Again, I love to have students come by and chat. I'd love to talk to you about this course or anything else that's going on that you just want to come by and chat about. So that's where you'll find me during my office hours. But if I'm there at other times, feel free to come in and say hi anytime you see me in the office. We do have a required book for the course, and when I say it's required, I do mean that it's required. The book is Python Crash Course by Eric Mathis. And if you have Cowboy access, there is a physical copy of the book waiting over in the bookstore for you. So this is one of the ones that, because of the publisher, I guess, Cowboy Access doesn't have a virtual copy. It's a physical copy, which in my opinion is great because you get to keep the book and you get to have it on your shelf to use as a resource. You are going to, one way or another, need to pick up a copy of this book. There will be things that are covered in the book that we won't necessarily go over in the videos, and they will be on the exam. So if you want to succeed in the course, please make sure you get a copy of this book and read the assigned readings. I will say that the book contains a number of exercises. The exercises in the book are optional. Those aren't going to be graded or anything, but they are a really, really excellent way to practice your Python skills. So in terms of that, I'll scroll down to the time commitment section. And it says the time required to succeed in this course will vary from week to week. In general, this course will require an average of 6 hours per week of reading, studying, and coursework, in addition to the 3 hours per week in the classroom. Obviously, this is an online course. We aren't going to have 3 hours a week in a physical classroom. And we likely will not have 3 full hours of video lecture each week. It'll probably be closer to about an hour and a half or 2 hours. But the expectation is that in order to succeed in this course, you are going to need to spend approximately 9 hours a week working on the course material. Now, a big chunk of that is going to be reading the book, it's going to be watching the videos, and it's going to be doing the homework assignments. But some of that time that you need to spend in order to really succeed in this class is going to be in independent practice. So coding is, and this course in general really is a skill as much as it is just a matter of intellectual knowledge that you need to learn. You learn skills through repetition, through doing it over and over again, through trying it and putting it into practice in various different ways. So think about it maybe similar to a sports skill. You can't learn to play football well by just reading a book about football or listening to lectures about football, right? In order to actually gain the skills to be successful in the game, you actually have to put on the pads and go play games. You need to go out to the practice field and practice your skills over and over and over. You need to work on all of the different elements until you've got that muscle memory down and your mind and your body know what to do in any given circumstance. And coding is really like that. You need to practice, and you will need to practice a lot. Now, I'm not going to give you enough homework exercises for you to fully develop the skills just from doing the homework exercises. If I were to do that, you would look at the homework exercises and just feel overwhelmed by how much work you had to do. But in order to be successful, you really do need to practice. You need to set challenges for yourself. You need to come up with ideas for things that you want to write code to accomplish, and you need uh, to work your way through the struggle of figuring out how to make the code work and how to make it do what you want to do. And so to be successful, most students will need to spend a significant amount of time in independent practice beyond the assigned exercises. Please take that seriously. If you want to develop into a good coder, it takes a lot of time and a lot of practice. All right, moving on to the grading and assignments. So in this course, we are going to have 40% of the grade will come from homework. And then there will be 3 exams, and each of the exams will count as 20% of your grade. The exams are going to be online. They're going to use the lockdown browser, which is a special browser which prevents you from accessing other tabs or other resources on the internet. However, all of the exams will be open book. And so I figure with an online course where you're learning skills and the book is going to help you remember the details of putting those skills into practice, the book is going to be an appropriate resource for you to have available during the exam. And so you'll be able to use that. Please take advantage of it. That's one more reason to buy the book so that you will have it available to you while you're doing the exam. All right, a few course policies that I will mention. First of all, late work. I will accept late work up to 1 week after the due date with a 20% penalty. After that point, the assignment's going to receive a 0. I'm going to enforce that fairly strictly throughout the semester, and so the intent is that you need to again be practicing on a regular basis, and just like with a sports skill, say you were trying to learn to play the game of soccer, you can't wait until the night before the first game to do all of your practice. And so I want you practicing the code regularly throughout the semester. So we will have an assignment generally due each week on Friday, and do your best to turn it in on time. If you are a little bit late, it'll be a 20% penalty up to 1 week, but after that, it'll no longer be accepted. Right, artificial intelligence. So there is an acceptable time and place to use AI tools such as ChatGPT or Microsoft Copilot or Grok or whatever it may be. You can in this course you can use these tools to help you learn, to answer questions about Python, to answer general questions about how to do something. You can use them to as a teaching resource or something akin to a tutor. However, that being said, it is not acceptable at any point to turn in work that was generated by an AI. So really where the line is crossed is when you go from asking it general questions to asking it for code. If you are copying and pasting code from ChatGPT into your homework assignment, that is cheating. That is a violation of academic integrity. And if you are caught, there will be very serious consequences for that. So, but I want to really encourage you. So this is a skills course. And the skills that you are learning, really, if you want to be coding in the future, if you want to use this in work, if you want to go on to more advanced coding classes, you need to learn these basic fundamental skills. You need to not only understand how the code works and how the different pieces of code fit together, but you need to practice. And asking AI to do the work for you just shortcuts all of that. You won't learn, you won't develop the skills, and you won't really have any idea how to put the code together in practice in the field. Especially if this is something that you think you may want to do professionally one way or another in the future, whether it's working as a software engineer or working with software in some other field, whether you're an engineer or whether you're a mathematician or whether you're a chemist or a physicist or whatever the case may be. You may very well have to demonstrate from memory some of the skills that you develop in this course or in courses like this. And if you don't develop the skills, if you don't learn the material, you're not going to be able to do that. And so please don't take the shortcut. Put the time and the effort in to practice the material, to learn the material, to get it down. That said, I get the temptation, especially if you are learning to code for the very first time. It is a little bit of a struggle. And for some people, it's a great struggle. It doesn't come easily for everyone. But the struggle is part of the process. It's an important part of the process. You don't want to shortcut it. You need to wrestle through feeling like you don't know what you're doing and feeling like you're in over your head and trying different things and exploring and looking for a solution until you're able to achieve it. It really is an important part of the process of learning to code. So don't shortcut it. Right. In similar vein, on student cooperation. So I love when students work together. I approach learning in a very collaborative manner. I want you to be helpful to each other, to encourage each other, to study together. But where you cross the line between appropriate cooperation and inappropriate cooperation in this class is when you actually share code with each other. So if you allow another student to view your code or to copy your code, then that's shortcutting the struggle. That's not allowing them to do the work. And so you can talk about the assignments, you can give each other general help or even answer specific questions, but do not turn your computer screen so that the other student can see it, can see your code, and look at how you've solved it. They need to come up with their own solution. Um, all right, I listed as well on this the syllabus the CSCI Manifesto. This is a document that our department has put together that kind of guides our philosophy as the computer science department. And I wanted to take a look at that and include it in the syllabus. It's really an important document to understand where I'm coming from as a professor and where I encourage you to be coming from as students. So let me just read through this for you. So this is the CSCI at HSU Manifesto, and the subtitle is Doing the Right Thing. The Computer Science Department at Hardin-Simmons University seeks to build a culture among its faculty and students of doing the right thing. Doing the right thing matters. We operate under a worldview in which we all are image bearers of the creator of the universe. And as such, we are endowed with free will and individual worth. All have value and deserve respect. Our decisions and behaviors matter. We do indeed carry the weight of glory, and it shapes how we think and live and interact. So, what does this mean? Well, doing the right thing first means developing competence. In our pursuit of becoming independent problem solvers, we develop hard-earned skills. This pursuit requires that we do the right things first, the hard things first, the beneficial things first, leaving only the leftover crumbs of time for trivial pursuits and personal entertainment. We commit to a process of learning that is incompatible with taking shortcuts. We develop grit through the process we endure. And you hear in some of that language some of the tone of struggle that I talked about earlier. How do you develop grit? It's through struggle. It's through doing hard things. It's through pressing on, and not taking the shortcut. When you know that there's an easier way that would get the assignment done, but you know that that easier way isn't going to build the skills or develop the competence that we are trying to develop. Doing the right thing means living in community. We recognize that as we strive toward personal excellence and competence, that we are not islands. We live in community and contribute to that community by helping one another, fostering understanding, showing kindness, and spending meaningful time with others. When we take actions that damage relationships, we are not doing the right thing. And that's especially tricky in an online course like this. I do encourage you, and I know most of you who are taking this are on campus, and you do have relationships with the other students in the class. Approach even this online course in terms of community and from a community perspective. Doing the right thing means finding solutions that are moral, effective, and correct. As wielders of powerful tools and knowledge, we recognize the importance of producing the right results. We consider the ramifications of our actions in the short and long term. Therefore, we reject the temptation to solve a problem simply because we can. Proper results with immoral consequences are not the right results. Another way to put that, common in philosophy, is that the end does not justify the means. We have to not only come out with the right outcome, but we have to get there in the right way. And then finally, doing the right thing means we try to honor God in all we do. We bring honor to God when we seek Him each day and when we live out the ideals presented above. We dishonor God when we engage in dishonesty, academic or otherwise, try to take shortcuts, and otherwise attempt to deny the biblical truth that a person reaps what they sow. And so from that, I encourage you so well this semester, so well. Do the hard work, put in the time, put in the effort, put in the struggle, and you will reap the benefits of that in terms of competence, in terms of skills, and the ability to actually use this stuff in effective ways in your vocation, in your jobs going forward, in future studies. All right. Then you will notice under going back to the syllabus, there is a course outline section, and that simply has a link to my old style syllabus. So we just moved over to the simple syllabus system, but I still have the course outline on my old version of the syllabus on my personal web server. So if you go to this address, and I've got it open in another tab here, you'll see an older version of the syllabus, but it has an accurate weekly schedule. And this has been updated for this semester, this term, and it will cover kind of a broad picture of what we are doing each week of the semester, when the exams are, and when the assignments are going to be due. Now, you'll also see those things pop up in Canvas as we make our way through the semester. But if you want to get a bird's eye view of the whole semester and where we are going, this is the place to do it. So, for instance, right now, you can see that exam 1 is going to take place during the week of September 29th. Exam 2 is going to take place during the week of November 10th. And then the final exam is going to take place during the week of December 8th. Those are probably the most important dates for you to be aware of. And as we approach each of those exams, I'll give you specific information about what day or days the exams will be available on. Typically for exams for an online course, the exam will be available for roughly a 36-hour period. Now, you only will have, say, an hour to actually do the exam once you start it, but you can choose to start it anywhere during that 36-hour period at a time that is good for you. And so the exact The exact day will be announced later in the course, but for now, just know that we're going to be 5 weeks of content in before we get to the first exam. So you want to be already starting to think about what sorts of questions will be on that exam and preparing for it. But you don't need to have the imminent pressure of thinking that it's right around the corner. Otherwise, the rest of the syllabus here is pretty standard policies. There are some important dates down here at the bottom. So our first day of class is August 25th. We will have Labor Day off. We will have the fall break off. We will have Thanksgiving holiday off. Those aren't going to impact you quite as much in an online course. We aren't really changing anything that we do because we have Labor Day off or the fall break off when it's just 1 day a week that we're missing. But you just do want to be aware of those. And then as well, November 17th is the last day to drop or withdraw from the class. So just be aware of those important dates. All right, that covers really an overview of the course and where we're going. And hopefully this is helpful. If you have any questions, please reach out to me, send me an email or send me a Discord message or a Teams message, whatever means you want to contact me, and I'll do my best to get back to you as quickly as I can. Thank you.